Hello. Yay, we're back. Part 2 of Endwalker. Yay. Right. Where were we? Oh. The Thancred. Already on. And Estinian. Up to. Right, we need to gather information. Oops. Oh. Da, 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 da. Do, do, do. There we go. Ow. Oh. Hey. So we need to speak to people. Find a crate. Crate is laden with fruits, but they are on the verge of spoiling. There's not much happening at this port. Hello, sir. What am I doing? Oh, recording my scales. My sales, my scales, my sales. Recording my sales. Still, do it daily out of habit. Though I don't know why I bother, I hardly know anything. Business has never been this terrible, but I suppose things could be worse. I could have a consortium vote. Don't envy his position. Better to be alone with my little operation, I've come to realise. You're a traveller by the looks of you. If you have a moment, perhaps you could pay Alzal a visit. Like as not, you'll find him at the Saltwind Sails, Harbour Guild building across from the water from here. Here he is. Hello. Well now, if it isn't a traveller, you're a rare sight in these unsettled times. People have been giving us wide berth since that accursed tower suddenly appeared on Noranair. If it just stood there and loomed ominously, perhaps things were fine after a fashion, but no, it had to spawn fell fiends as well. Still have our lives thanks to the raging host. The business is in good stead. What will become of us? Only the gods know. Dalmascans aren't coming, but we already have everything they ordered. What are we supposed to do with it? I don't know. The yelling at me isn't going to help. All I know is that their plans have changed. That's that. Look, you must have known this might happen. The Empire is at war with itself, and the provinces are in chaos. And then there's the tower sitting on our doorstep, spitting out monstrosities. The city has its defences, but we've been afforded no protection out here. Can't blame foreigners for not wanting to take the risk. Yeah, but this will be an enormous loss. Alright, forget about the Damascus. Surely some ships are still coming. We have fresh produce, handicrafts, medicine. They're all perennial favourites. Our consortiums work closely with merchants, artisans, buy only the finest wares. Quality is guaranteed. I know all these things, Kazao, I do. Which is why I regret to say I have nothing for. All voyages have been cancelled or indefinitely postponed. And you are? Wait, you're a foreigner, are you not? A merchant? Please tell me you're a merchant. I see, that's a shame. Sorry, but we're discussing important matters. If you need something, please talk to one of the others. Excuse me. My name is Matsya. I'm here to see Kaozao. Oh, it seems he's busy. I'll come back later then. Ah. Ooh. Yes, can I help you? Ah, I remember seeing you back in the guild. Want to speak with Kaozal too, did you? I met Saya, fisherman, back in the nearby village. I sell my catch to Kaozal, who offers it to foreign merchants, but he hasn't bought anything for a while now. When I heard that the consortium had been struggling, I became worried and decided to come and see him. Just as soon as he's free, anyway. Hard-working man, and I dare not disturb him. If I may ask, what is it that you do? An adventurer, you say, and you travel the world helping people. Then that must mean you're great at dealing with strangers. Please, won't you teach me to be like you? See, I've brought some fresh fish with me. A portion I couldn't preserve. I want to sell them. The problem is, I'm terrible with people. I've only dealt with Kaozao, and I can't talk to customers about getting my trunk in. So, please, as silly as it might sound, will you not peddle the fish in my stead? Show me how it's done. Yeah, I think we could do that. you're willing, please let me know and we can do it twice. Do it then. Show me how to deal with customers. Right, please try peddling my fish to, shall we say, 3 people here in Yedelmold. I will observe you and learn. Ah, he's gonna found. Follow me, big sir. Yes. Fish, I got fish here, fresh fish, straight from the sea's bosom to your mouth. I'm sure your bosom fish are very fresh, but it's rather sudden. I did the wrong thing. Right. Try again. Yes. Oh no, I don't get to try again. Oops. Right. Build up more rapport. Don't go straight in with the sale. Don't go straight in with the sale. Wow, I'm going big and small. I need the light on. What? What? A hawker, are you? Do you sell fruit by chance? If so, you want to buy some amra? Let's say a dozen. Don't need to be export. By for eating, of course. It may seem like a lot of late. I go through that much in no time at all. I am a stock taker by trade, but with no vessels coming in these days, wares are beginning to pile up. By the same token, nothing is coming in from overseas, but not a day goes by that someone doesn't come asking when the next shipment is. This, and that, and this, and that. All of it wears me down, and I find myself feeling constantly hungry. Hi, how you feel? Thank you. Pity you don't sell fruit, but I enjoy the relationship. Oh no, I'm so bad at this. Right, let's try again. Get it the third time. I thought it would give me another option after that. Kind of like be like, oh yes, I know how you feel, and then I could go like, oh, here's some fish. What's it, if you don't mind? I'm rather busy. Oh, God, my stomach. You're hungry, sir. Eighth sickness? No. In a hurry to get back to work. Fatalist quickly. Oh! I failed though. I failed so bad at selling that fish. Thanks so much for showing me how to talk to customers. Though you didn't manage to sell any fish in the end, but the way you fearlessly approached strangers gave me much courage. When I peddle my wares, I remember your example and endeavour to be fearless too. Still, there's only so much I can do alone. I hope that things will return to normal for out. I thought I heard a familiar voice, and who should it be but Matsuya? Matsuya. How's Al? Finish your business. So, you were there too. Forgive me, try as I might, I can't find any buyers. No ships coming in, hardly any going out. Simply aren't any options at this rate. So, you can't buy my fish anymore. Sorry, Matsuya, I really am, but for now you must peddle your own goods. But by myself, I can't. No, I want to help you, I do. But as it stands, I can barely help myself. I've poured my all in consortium. I'll be damned if I let it part. My friends and families depend on me, and I won't fail them. Sisters as my witness. How's that? Not to worry, using what I've learned from you, I'm sure I'll manage somehow. Well, I'd best return to my village. Thanks again, and please take care on the road. Zoom. I see you've been busy. Managed to learn a tidbit or two. Trust. I see. We also heard that the tower was affecting many locals' livelihoods. But to think that it would be to such an extent. For another notable, if not wholly unexpected discovery, appearances and kidnappings are disturbingly commonplace. As before, the culprits are almost certainly Imperial soldiers. And as before, they mean to use the faith of the hapless trolls, call forth a lunar primal. This is as usual. As far as brow, something important as compared to Estinian. That Matsuya fellow you are helping, he's Akatsodara, is he not? Apparently it is almost exclusively his people that are being kidnapped. Should he be travelling alone? Summoning is this perpetrator's aim. It will stand to reason that would be their primary target. For is the faith of their ancestors prevaileth in the land. Many are devout adherents. Let's go after him. Akiali lies to the west, if I recall. Same direction as Kral's acquaintance. Settled then. Keep your eyes peeled while we make. Please try. You not see Mats? Yeah, by elevated ground. No, 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 leave me alone. Help something off. Oops. Where? Where did they go? Why are you here? I see you found him. You and your friends came to look for me. I don't know how to thank you. On my way home, I took a moment to stop and rest, think about what to do, about how everything, and then those men came. Kidnappers. Heard that Arkvara being targeted. Surely you have as well. Perhaps it's best to look. Considered it, me and the others. Mission is all we know. The ocean, all we have. See. That's your decision to make. Take care not but you should take care not to travel alone. A question, if I may. It's our understanding that strange fiends have emerged from the tower. What canst thou tell us of? Not much, I'm afraid. I have no idea what they are. I've heard that some bear an unsettling resemblance to our... For that reason, some have taken to calling the tower Zot, House of Divinities, the old tongue it means. But they're not true divinities, they're monstrous imitations that bring death. Have one's faith so twisted as a grievous dignity, all justified art foul in thine outrage. No, that 'tis not for no other purpose but to neutralize the tower that we have journeyed to the land. Time we may be forced to contend with these false, thus we would learn all that we may about them. Thou not tell us of thy divinity, their truth. For all this way to save us? Really? To think I had you fish? But to answer your question, yes, of course. I'd gladly tell you about our gods. We say, I'm a terrible storyteller, and I'd ask my fellow villagers to do it. So please, come to our village. We're good, gods-fearing folk, all of us. We'd be honoured to share our knowledge. And fish. What sayest thou? Shall we pay visit to Akalai? Wonderful. Just follow the road west and down the hill. So, 'tis the mulacra of Afnarian gods that are being summoned. Any doubt existed before, there can be none now. Kidnapped Tanish are imprisoned in the tower. I pray that we will be able to save them. Though indeed, saving them will mean confronting their false gods. Like as not, I, as you said, do well to study their religious traditions. The Akali. Yes, the Aether Current. Welcome to Akali, friends. Name means white beak. There isn't much here save that. Please make yourself. Having already begun talking to everyone, feel free to show yourself around and do the same. Any one of us can tell you about our gods, but you could do worse than to start with Manga. Old Vader. They're free at the moment. Happens. Wish to know about God. Curious visitor you are. Most want fish. In any case, I'm happy. I don't know how it is whence you hail, but Isle is home to many gods. They can be divided into two groups. Anusia, beings of wisdom who assume the form of men. Marga, beings of might who assume whatever they are divinity. Their forms and personalities many and varied. Some are kind and gentle, others stern and temperamental, just like we mortals. All are possessed of great insight and experience. By heeding their teaching, strive to be better people, live better lives. Interested in learning about our gods, you say? Heh, that's what I like to hear. Prick up your ears then. In ancient times, the Moooooooon and Marga, deities who look like men and beasts, respectively, were locked in conflict, eventually seeking the wisdom of Marga, cast aside their own heads, took up those of their foes. Likewise, the might of the Marga, so they too revolved the trade head. Thus, when newborn gods both might and wisdom, they were ushered in an age of harmony between factions. Then on, as a sign of their esteem for one another, Moooooooon have worn animal faces, and the Marga the limbs of men. Dun, 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 dun. There you are. Learned a thing or two about our gods. Trust. While you were taking off talking to the others, I remembered something that. Let your friends know. Go fetch it. Apologies for the wait. I wish to show you this hanging scroll. It's free of our most revered dead. By all means, you should like to see it. They are Anusia. Heard about them already, yes, sister. Sent one is the eldest, then Garuva, goddess of wisdom. For this, alchemists hold her in the highest. To her right is the middle sister, then Duvra. As the goddess of wealth, she counts many trained her followers. On the left is Garuva, the youngest sibling. She presides over the crafts, so is beloved by. Although each is worshipped for reasons usually pray together in need, people keep their homes for good fortune. In like fashion to the Moooooooon, the deities of Aeos have presided over myriad aspects of life. What of the Marga, you ask? If I may ask? Marga hold power over nature. In ages past, they were revered as guardian deities in times of conflict. Have an occasion to visit the temples and ruins, find their images there. Among them is a god who possesses the largest head. He is venerated as the progenitor of Kasodara. Then there are dragons. They occupy a special place in it. Worship dragons too. It's said that an ancestor, Satrap, that's the ruler of Rad's Atan, forged a covenant with a dragon divinity ancient. This divinity since acted as the guardian deity. Legends hold that ever the satrap is in need, the dragon ally will fly to his aid. Dragon allies? Are they talking about Estinian and claim to be a terrible storyteller, but nothing further from the passion you bear for your faith is plenty here. I'm confident that the information you've given us will serve us well in our efforts to deal with the town. It's very kind of you to say. Thank you. I'll pray for your success. Right, I believe it's time we sort out Kral's alchemist by the name of Nitana. According to Kral's notes, we're to find her at a place called the Great Work further north. Oh. Say that you're going to see Nitana. Oh, how I envy you. Brilliant and beautiful, kind and understanding. Did I say she's beautiful? I could stare at her dainty ears and adorable trunk all day. Those eyes, when you meet her, take care and don't drown in them. Yeah, another aetheryte. Why are there loads of people lying on the floor here? Curious.
What happened here?
Their dress marks them as alchemists. I see no evidence of injury or poison.
Thinkest thou they but slumber?
I believe so. Whether it is by choice is another question entirely.
Oh, we have guests. You must excuse the poor welcome. Long days and longer nights have taken their toll, as you can see. I am Vashan, servant to the satrap. My task was, in fact, to wake these good men and women, if you will allow. People of the great work, I come bearing new scales.
Scales? We have new scales?
What's going on?
Yes, my friends. Gather round. I have them right here.
What's happening?
Oh, happy day. Now I can continue my experiment.
Many thanks.
One for me.
Those are dragon scales.
Yes, such materials are vital to their most pressing research.
And we are fortunate to have them. Our experiments are so close to bearing fruit. Soon we will have a talisman capable of nullifying the etheric emissions from that accursed tower. Did I say something wrong? Are you not here with Varshan? Wait, who are you people?
I don't know, who are you? Lady?
Of course! You're the one Kryl sent. The warrior of light we've been waiting for.
Oh, this is a day of celebration. Praise be to Cinderova.
The winds have shifted. I feel it. The end to our toil is near.
I feel it too. My head hasn't been this clear in days.
Tell me, how did you acquire those scales?
Curious that it concerns you so. But worry not. They were freely given by the dragon with whom our satrap has forged a lawful pact.
That is well.
You must be quite familiar with Dragonkin, yes?
Is this their congealed blood I see on your weapon?
In a bad spot too, mate.
Speaking of dragon blood, you yourself have been infused with it, have you not? I would like to draw a file or two.
This is a bit creepy.
Now, see here. Come along, come along. I must insist that you visit our laboratory.
Cease your shoving, or so help me.
Lillian, he's a bit out of his depth here.
Oh dear, your poor companion. What with the new scales and your timely arrival, my colleagues are a little giddy with excitement. No harm will come to him, I promise. Meanwhile, shall we find a quiet place to talk? As you may have guessed, I am Nidana, the alchemist who sent the request to your mistress Cryo. We have workshops across the nation collaborating on this research project. But it is here, at the Great Work, where I collate our results. Come with me, all of you, and I can explain the crux of the situation.
Allow me to thank you for answering our call. Many towers have appeared around the world, and we are grateful that you would help us with ours. Though Kral herself is tied up with other investigation, there is an eminently capable substitute. We will spare no efforts to aid you. So, if I understand correctly, you make talisman that can nullify etheric emission. Indeed we do. As you know, the tower emits vast concentrations of aether. One cannot go anywhere near it without being taken. As such, we can only stop the tower from afar and are powerless to deal with it any consequential way. In order to strike back, the strap blade satrap bade us alchemists to create enchanted talismans that will allow our soldiers to venture into the tower, even should they lack innate protection. Such a thing be possible? Admittedly, we're still in the midst of testing. We are quite confident. Even prior to this, our people have long pursued countermeasures against the etheric corruption of primals. Of the methods tested to date, those utilising dragon scales prove the most promising. Owing to their etheric density, scales are highly resistant to disruptive forces. The mightier the dragon, the greater the resistance. We seek to amplify this protective through our alchemy. Thanks to the scales provided by His Excellency, we've been able to make steady progress with the talisman. Soon, we will be ready to conduct a field test, and here is where you and your blessing of light will come. Do it. Thank you, lest you wonder. Ask only that you serve as an... I will explain in greater detail later, but you will be venturing into the power's field of influence. So for now, for your own safety, I would first test how well your blessing shields you. Your permission. In that case, Oriandra and I will find other ways to make ourselves useful. Even as you all work to the point of collapse, I suspect you could do with more hands. You'll be grateful for any assistance you provide. If you are ready, then let us put your blessing. Exit the great work and turn south. There will be a hill to the right. I will meet you at the top after seeing some preparations. Wow. I hope you didn't have trouble finding this place or climbing the hill. Full accustomed to the physical strain. I give you the fruit for our sweat. Tears, many sleepless nights. Drunken Deeper. The Deeper is a lantern presented to the gods as an offering, taking inspiration from the tradition. Created this device to test the talisman's effectiveness. Upon activation, it will move a certain distance before emitting powerful blast. Aether. In lieu of corruption, those lacking sufficient protection experience severe Aether thickness. For your test, you will be exposed 4 times. That should be enough to ascertain your effective capability. Please begin whenever you're ready. I shall be observing from safe distance. Commencing etheric exposure. Heat. Commencing etheric exposure testing. Retreat to a safe distance. Whoa. Off. Come on, little lantern. Hello. I don't speak what you're speaking. Basque tech. Mama. You're a bot. Oops. Subject stomach and bowel integrity holding. Confirmed human test. Please follow. You're struck by yet another powerful blast of aether. Suffer no ill effects. The blessing of light appears to be keeping you safe from. Subject fortitude rated. Impressive. No irregularities confirmed. Human test. Please follow and brace for final district. Bonk. Cleric exposure testing concluded. Collect and deliver me to the supervising alchemist. Congratulations on maintaining your composure and your humorous. Ah, you've returned and not on your knees. Sign. Come, let me take the deeper off your hand. Thank you. I shall replenish this aether when we test the talisman. So, no dizziness or nausea or anything of the sort. You're feeling perfectly fine. Then, strength of your blessing is beyond doubt. There is no risk that the tower will corrupt your ether. With this, we can request your aid for the task ahead with easy hearts. You're a capable warrior too, are you not? Would you be amenable to assisting me with another errand. Our talisman requires the use of special ink, but we've exhausted our stores of a key ingredient for it, spirit wheat. The herb grows not far from here, and I would like to go and harvest some. With the recent spate of kidnappings, however, travel alone. Will you not come with me? I would compensate you for your troubles, of course. I'm in your debt. Without further ado, let us do Gadget's footsteps. It is situated on a road which runs east of Great Way. Woohoo! How do I get down here? Ah. Ignore it. The moment. I may simply be imagining it, but I feel as though we're being followed. Look out, Nima. Ba 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 ba. Ciao. Gods, but that gave me a fright. To think that the moment I ventured outside the safety of work. Thank the sisters I asked to come with me. You're alright, I hope. Good, good. Let's continue on then. Isn't far now. Just through these pillars and up the rise. Here we are, Kajal's footsteps. Gaia was a great dancer. Those who follow in her, well, you know, they come to this place to train, dedicates their dance to their ancestors. A happy benefit of this is that spirit weed grows here in abundance. I was set about half soon. You would be so good to stand guard. Kidnappers aren't like him soon, but better safe than sorry.
Yes, that would be Radzad Khan. Hardly anyone has been allowed in or out since our troubles with the tower began. The faithful citizens huddle inside the city walls, and commerce has all but ground to a standstill. I pity the satrap, the trials he must be facing. Completely. Without the satrap and his line, Rajadhan would not exist. Long ago, this island was home to two tribes of Matanga, the Gajasura and the Arkasodra. When the Aura came to these shores, it was the Arkasodra with whom they joined forces. Together they defeated the warlike Gajasura, forcing them to flee Thavnair altogether. Peace and prosperity reigned for a time, until a clan of Hjord from the mainland decided they wanted the island for themselves. It was a direct ancestor of the present satrap who arbitrated that conflict and welded the warring factions into the nation we know today. And ever since, a member of that esteemed lineage has inherited this somewhat unique position. You see, by and large, the state is run by the people. But when problems arise, it is the satrap who mediates a solution. The stability provided by the satrap is what has allowed Rajadhan to thrive all these years. And it was the satrap himself who entrusted us with this duty. We will not fail him, nor our countrymen.
What is the delay with the vessel? I told you I need to adjust those ratios.
I come all this way to admire one of my splendid towers, and what do I find? Fools attempting to ward off its tempering influence with magic trinkets.
Oh, this guy, Fan Daniel.
I seem to recall a similar experiment in ages past. What was that man's name? Oh, something? Owe? Another body, another time. Who could be expected to remember every trivial detail?
Allowing them to construct such handy talismans would be counterproductive to my plans. And yet, I find myself deathly curious. How will they manage this feat with the limited knowledge and resources at their disposal? Complications be damned. For we cannot escape the nature of our souls. And I, as ever, am my own worst enemy.
I've enough spirit weeds to last us a good while. Thank you for keeping. Let us head back to great work, shall we? Nima, my thanks again for your assistance. With your help with that little bit closer to our talisman. It isn't much, but please accept it as a token of our gratitude. If you excuse me, I shall return to my work on... Ah, you are both back. I have a message for you, Mistress Anna. The stores of Giant Skull are running low. But when I last looked, there was still plenty. I suspect that was before Orion told everyone about their temporary cure, and Justinian shared his knowledge of dragons. Peers have since been invited to fashion a number of new talisman prototypes. Well, if it leads to new possibilities, then far be it for me to complain, but we will need to replenish our stores. I should be happy to tend to this to you if you like. As much as I appreciate the offer, my dear boy, I can't send you out there alone. Our kidnappers are at large. Nima, loath though I am to press another task so soon, might I ask that you fetch the Giant Skull? In case you're not familiar, Giant Skull is a type of ore found on the island. Owing to its hardness, etheric conductivity, has applications in many disciplines, alchemy, least of all. Quarry where it's found, aptly named Giant Skull Crowns, is our way, so it doesn't take much time. May we impose on you once more. Thank you. Upon arriving at the grounds, please man names it. They knew her. We'll furnish you with the ores. At the very least, permit me to accompany you. It so happens I have an errand of my own that will get me to the outpost in long. Maybe borrow a pair of hamster, Donna. By all means, do try to be patient with them. Those that survived are still in training. I'll bring the hamster to the entrance there when you are ready. If you have a moment, adventurer, one of my colleagues is missing. Said she was going to Cadger's steps to get a bit of exercise, but she hasn't come back. Let's go search for her, but it's almost time for a change. I can't very well leave the kiln to operate itself. Time to fetch her. Too kind, she's king. Keep an eye out for her. Keep an eye out for our hero with black hair. Sure she'll be happy to see you out the last time you were by, and she was devastated that she was out on the meet one of Aldessian. Here are hamster. If the creatures look familiar, it's because they are close kin to Rayorza in Dodo. Hamster have long been kept livestock in Avnir, and many a hatchery around here are largely raised by monsters. On account of said hatchery being situated near the tower, Radiant Host repurposed its remnant as an outpost. That is where my own destination stone's throw away. If you have no objections, let us first make for the outpost. Set forth by your word. you ready? Then let us depart. You need only rides and backs. My birds and I will take these. Yeah, they're quite wobbly. A spectacular formation stretching out over the water is called Swords Holes. Legend Holes was worked by them. Margaret was cast down. Confidence bars. At end. To the left, and find no introductions. Tower, as you can see, straddle small aisle. Almost there, the main part of the hatchery is at the top. The outpost itself is on. We are manned by the Radiant host. This outpost is our first line of defense against the tower. Well, who should it be but young Ashan? On an errand for this satrap. I am. His Excellency bade me come collect your report. I also wish to express heartfelt gratitude to brave men and women, the Radiant hosts, the unflagging. Simply do our duty. We are honoured to receive his card. And yet, for his boundless benevolence, his treatment of one so young, regarded as callous. Though having enjoyed relative peace and calm these past 3 days, this remains the front line of battle, no place for children. The predecessor too often travelled alone, being, what, 3 years now since she took over? I wonder how the fellow is faring. Like those before him, he went on to represent trap foreign lands, wherever he may be now be, where he may now be, certainly. As for myself, I assure that all I do of my own ability. I gladly. I pray you do not think ill of His Excellency. Certainly not, lad. Whatever happens, my faith is that trap is unwavering. But still, I worry for you. You would be overcome with sadness for something were to befall you. For you are as a little brother to us. Take care, do you? I will, Aberdeen. Thank you. Who might this be? Not tarnished by the... Permit me to introduce Nimuyutsuya, the Aeorsian contingent, to assist in the making of the talisman. Aeorsia, you say? Powers have appeared over there too, yes. Tell me, what's the situation? I suggest that you exchange information with our soldiers. Both parties will stand to learn something of value of it. An excellent, given the unprecedented nature of the threat, some of ours are understandably anxious. We would be glad for any tidings you can share. You two, bring Vashan the latest report and answer any questions you may. occurs to me that I have yet to properly introduce our company. We are the Raging Host, military order on flat traps and duty is to serve the people and be patrolling the streets or dealing with heretofore unknown threats such as now. Train hard and admit only capable warriors to our ranks. Even so, struggle to contend with the fiends from the tower. Though we succeeded in striking them down on 2 occasions, of course, we had to pay a heavy price. How's in Eorzea? Do they likewise? But it's much the same everywhere. Every nation struggling, we cannot expect aid. I've never seen one this close. What do you know about the tower? To be honest, we know little and less about it ourselves. This tower of sort geography is where it did. Safe from its influence, that this did go too far into the water. Expose yourself to its corrupting. You're a foreigner, aren't you? How are they dealing with the tower? Not very well, really. Our struggles are not unique, and our hopes lie with the talismans. We must keep the monsters contained until they're ready. I've heard about you. Is there anything you can tell us about the talisman? Know that they're the ones behind the tower and that they've declared war on the whole world. Why are they doing this? That they want this. Don't understand. What, they want to die and take everyone with them? Madness. You can bet that we won't let those bastards have their way. Fight them with everything we have, like our Far Eastern brothers. Finish speaking with the soldiers. I hope it was enlightening to us. It was for them. Neutral nation, trading hub both. Rats Atan, ordinarily streets from abroad. Last this dried up when tradinginvestment.com. This is the dearth of information. Everyone will have been grateful for your account. Come, let's best see to your original errand. Mine will keep you here a while longer. However, I'm afraid I cannot guide you to the rest of the way. Worry not, the path is straightforward. You need but follow the road east on Adamsa to arrive before you know it. Brief though it was, I enjoyed our time together till this is a very silly mountain to be riding at the moment, considering a threat with the tower. I went totally the wrong way. Hi, this is the Giant School grounds. I'm Senyaha. Something you require? Giant School for the Alchemist. Eh? Of course they shall have it. They labelled us piously to deal with the tower. Least we could do. Provide them with materials. Here you are, sack of the purest Giant Skull. Always set aside for our alchemist. You need to deliver it, let the bulk of great work know that grateful. They need more, they need but ask. Gotta get my cards. Got it straight away. Cool. Don't have to play anymore. Need to get back to work. Oh, have I really been out that long? I should really go. I was hoping to get a better look at the stage before I left. Sure you're busy, but you assist me. Thank you, I'll inspect the wall. So could make sure the stage is in order. Any problems? The floor and the paint. I have to fix them. Hi, thank you. No, it seems odd that I've never met you. And I happen to be the bench for a second. Well, and here I was dedicated tasks if I'd known. I was admired to travel. I was studying to be a dancer. Yeah. At one time, under Mr. Area. I wanted to see the realm as I travelled to performances. If I still can, not as a dancer, as an alchemist. Oh, but we should hurry back to the great work. I don't want to cause more trouble than I already have. Ah, there you are. I heard you helped my range inspection with her stage inspection while you were out. Really appreciate it. Really looks up to your mind. I lost her chance to become an unfortunate injury. Now she's working to heal the sick, injured as an alchemist. So happy to meet you, as am I, here at Turkey Parkland. Welcome back, Nima. There, I hope you have the Giant's School. Oh my, such fine specimen. Thank you so much for bringing me. Now we have everything we need to make our next prototype, one that should be capable of passing our most rigorous tests. When it's ready, it will be time for the true test, so please take your ease while you can.
I see our taskmasters have allowed you a moment's respite as well. You have to hand it to these alchemists. They are determined to see this endeavor of theirs succeed. I've never been one for blind optimism, but I sincerely get the sense they're close to a breakthrough.
They had better be, or all this effort was for naught.
The peoples of Eorzea, of the Far East, of Thavner, children of this star united in common cause against a dire threat. Yet ere they succumbed to suicidal madness, were not the Telophoroi born of her body as were we, they who cling to life and the promise of the morrow's dawn, against they who desire death and an ending of their own orchestration. The victors of this war alone will hold the right to answer the question of existence, of its meaning, and its worth.
Poetic and ominous to a fault. That said, if it's an existential debate in nature, then our arguments might not be as persuasive as you'd think. Fandaniel wants to die and take everyone with him in an orgy of pain and suffering. An utterly vile and unforgivable idea. And yet, when spat upon by fate and wailing in the deepest pit of despair, who among us can say they have not entertained similar thoughts? There are nights black as pitch, bereft of hope, and no words of comfort can reach you. And it's all you can do to grit your teeth and choke back the bile.
The more you see and suffer life's injustices, the more difficult they become to bear. Vengeance is nurtured in similar soil. Though your anger has a broader focus, the sentiment is much the same. A fervent desire to destroy others, to see them drown in torment, as you have.
That about sums it up. The will to endure is not always as strong as the urge to burn it all down and salt the earth. Survival be damned. It's a struggle, often close and brutal.
Indeed. Well, I, for one, shall pray survival proveth more appealing in the end.
As will I. Besides, our chances are much improved when we've the company of others committed to the cause of life. Our vengeful dragoon here is proof of that.
Fan Daniel's watching over us.
Fan Daniel?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yep.
If he knows we've been working on a countermeasure.
It holds. The vessel holds. This is the one.
At long last!
Look! We have finally created a talisman strong enough to withstand our experiments. We've named it a warding scale for the time being. With this in your possession, your soul should be completely shielded from corruptive ether.
Afforded such protection, any one of us may approach the towers without fear. Thou hast mine admiration. 'Tis an invention of historical significance.
Nice one, Oliphant.
Your kind words. But I would prefer you keep them unsaid until we test the talisman's efficacy in the field. It is for the next stage of our plan that we summoned you in the first place, to accompany me to the Tower of Zot. Should the scale prove effective, as I very much hope it will, then you'll have little to do. But should the effect be weaker than anticipated, I must ask that you restrain me, or knock me senseless. Either way, we are fortunate to have you with us.
Nidana, are you certain you wish to do this?
If others are to trust our creations, then we must have faith in them first. And as the senior researcher, it falls to me to lead by example. But should I fail to return, then learn what you can from this attempt and apply it to the next. Our work must continue. Is that clear?
I hope Fan Daniel does involved here.
We'll keep an eye on the place while you're away. Assuming Fan Daniel is lurking about, there's no telling what mischief he has in mind for us, or you. Be on your guard.
Shall we be on our way? I'll have one of the soldiers at the hatchery prepare us a boat, and we can set out from the northern shore.
Draw up a finer boat than I expected. Won't complain. That remains to board and be on our way. Oh, and I should become corrupted. Not stay your hand. Of course, I pray it does not. Must protect yourself. Other alchemists can fulfill my role, but you and your blessing are one of the kind. And perhaps our only hope of toppling this tower. For all our sakes, do not hesitate. Do what must be done, whatever that may be. Well, the longer I draw this out, the more nervous I become. Let's be off.
We should soon cross the threshold of the tower's influence. Any moment now.
Onward.
It's working! And you are still yourself? Then I'd like to see how it fares closer to the tower if we could.
I do not like the look of this.
So far, so good. The scale's protection appears to be holding. If we can just make it to the tower's entrance. A few more steps. Praise be to the sisters, we made it! And the scale has proven itself to be everything we hoped it would be. Now we can focus on production. Once we've equipped and returned with an entire survey team, this menace will soon give up its secrets. What?
What's happening? Oh boy. Don't do it. Don't do it. Get her out of there.
Let me go! Let me go!
Oh, do calm down.
Of course it's Van Daniel.
Thrashing about like that.
Stop! Oh, you can't do this! Please!
No.
A little late for heroics, I'm afraid.
Gonna get you.
The similarities are striking. My! Such hostility! Never before has my artistry so displeased. My patrons of old would have positively squealed in delight, though, between you and me, I find gushing praise exhausting.
We're gonna get you.
Allow me to tell you a story. Surely you've yet to hear the one about Van Daniel, the sundered Ascian. I inherited the position and the soul of the Van Daniel who sat on the convocation in the time of the final days, theoretically speaking. Practically speaking, that fact is of no consequence. I was born and lived as, well, me. Eventually, I was recruited into the Ascians and imbued with the former Van Daniel's knowledge and memories, but I never felt that they were truly a part of who I am. How to explain? Perhaps if I told you who I was before my Ascian embrace, although that chapter too is a past I've long since discarded. I have it on good authority you've poked your nose into an Allegan ruin or two. Yes?
Yeah, and?
Then I expect you've heard of me. The old me.
At your service. Imagine a nation of unbridled prosperity. Every need met, day after day of unbroken, unshakable peace. Existence fulfilled and ripe for decay.
You are a genius without peer, Amon. However do you conceive of such delightful experiments? That fool was beside himself with panic when he awoke with the head of a bull. Even his cries for help emerged as so much guttural lowing. Oh, the memory of it. My poor sides. My friends and I were so consumed by laughter we struggled to breathe.
No more than entertainment for bored wastrels ignorant of its worth. My all-consuming work. But it was not their only indulgence. For they were ever hungry for stimulation, slaves to the slightest hint that amusement was afoot. Our nation was ailing, but I would see the poison purged. I resurrected a legend, our first and greatest emperor. And just as I had planned, he set our wayward empire back on the path of conquest. An inexhaustible ambition carried us onwards, always onwards. Yet, he who delivered to us such glory was not to be satisfied.
Heed me, Amon. No matter how vast one's empire, or full one's treasure vault, all is rendered meaningless by death. In the end, all is lost.
You know as well as I that the Emperor stands to lose this war. And so I have come to claim you. For while your methods leave something to be desired, we cannot deny the results of your work. And as fortune would have it, the seat of Van Daniel, your rightful seat, lies vacant and waiting. Take your place amongst your peers, rather than die a pointless death amidst the ashes of your doomed nation. Send one of your clones to the Crystal Tower that you might see for yourself. See what lies ahead.
The fall of the Empire affirmed the truth. Majestic and tragic, as the Emperor foresaw. Scheme as you like, build as you will, nothing endures. What is life but a brief jaunt ending in emptiness?
So easily distracted. Why, I almost left without saying farewell. As for your friend, you needn't worry. These pawns are far more useful to me alive as fuel for the primals. If you attempt to pull them free, they will die. So, enjoy tackling that conundrum with your comrades. We shall meet again! Not in one of these minor spires, oh no, but somewhere more suitably grandiose. Your favorite playmate is ever so eager to see.
Ah, you are returned, but where is Mr. Dana? About that. Be observed, just when we have succeeded in making... Must report this at once. Please return to the great work. Nothing's gone early, has happened. It was Fandaniel after all. Damn that bastard. I thought you wanted to do more, but you were right to return. Merrily, lest we endanger Nidhana and other cats. Right, I'm going to stop there for a bit, but I'll be back in about an hour for another stream. See you in a bit. Bye bye.